everyone, and welcome back to Cam's Camcorder, and today I'm going to be introducing you all to the last of the 3 series that make up phase 1 of Cam's Camcorder, and that is my music series, Catastrophe! Catastrophe. Apologies as well, it's just the time of year, it is winter, it is starting to get dark outside, so this might feel very dim in here, so apologies. Although this video is unlikely to come out for like another 5 months with my record, so what can I say?
I'm a busy boy.
This introduction is well overdue, with me having spent a lot of time this year thinking about how this series was going to work and what it would consist of. Initially, I had so many ideas with what I would like to do with music for Cam's Camcorder that it started to get quite complicated, and I started to realise this, and then the initial excitement I had about doing a series on music started to diminish. So I spent a lot of time streamlining what it is I wanted Catastrophe to be. And this proved to be a hard balancing act, as I wanted something that was a bit different.
Oh, that's nice. That's different. It is. It's nice. It's different. That's unusual. Yeah.
That was fun, that was interesting, not just for you guys, but also for me to record and actually do, whilst also not being too ambitious that it was going to be hell to try and edit, and therefore I would never actually probably end up releasing a video. As a result, the premise for Catastrophe is simple. Find my top 10 albums of all time. This is a modest, but actually a fairly difficult task. In each video, I'll pick one album from my extensive list of potential options to listen from start to finish. At the end of each video, I would look to rank each song on the album and then ultimately give the album a score out of 10. I'm also intending to flex some creativity by creating a summary that I would envision a summary of those albums to look and sound like. So on the plus side, this will definitely get my imagination fired up, and on the downside, I might end up ruining some of my favourite albums. No, Cam, this will be awesome.
It will be marvelous.
I don't want to reveal too much at this time, partly because I have no idea what the end product is going to look like, but it will be a spectacle to watch, so don't miss a beat and subscribe to avoid disappointment. Or subscribe and be disappointed anyway. For the first season, I will be looking to do 10 albums. So 10 albums from 10 different artists across 10 different years. And it's clear I have a thing for female soloists. This is to ensure it is a manageable number of albums for me to actually work on, but not so limited that there should be still some variety in the music choices that I pick. If this season goes well, I fully intend to do another 10 albums, and so on and so forth, and slowly whittle the options down to formulate that ultimate top 10 ranking. As said, the series name is Catastrophe, i.e. Cam's awfully tremendous album series that rather optimistically palidates his existence. Also, I find it quite incredible that I came up with that name totally organically and the acronym just happened to be Catastrophe. I mean, that's insane. And it's also a very relevant name, as I feel like this series is going to be a hot mess of cheesy music and sheer chaos. Woo! So why do a YouTube series on this at all? When setting up Cam's Camcorder, I was concerned it would become a very insular and fairly lonely project. And I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to incorporate listening to, showing off, and discussing some of my favourite albums, but to do so alongside friends and family. Music can be very personal, and as a result, I don't often share my music tastes or what I like music-wise, even with some of my closest friends, in fear that they may reject or judge, or worse, are indifferent to some of my favourite music that I like to listen to and dance to in the privacy of my treatment room. But because of that, I have some close long-term friends that I know very little about their music choices or the music that they like. And what's better than making a YouTube series than making a YouTube series with friends? Right? For the first season, friend involvement will be fairly limited as I try to navigate how the filming and the editing is going to work. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be a one-man band. I will try and utilise friends and family and get them involved for almost every episode of this season. And also my boyfriend Michael will be recruited unwillingly as a cameraman. Thank you and I love you. We'll go through what the albums and their respective songs mean, and explore any personal sentiment that my friends or I have regarding certain songs. However, whilst my guests and I will be listening to the songs in full, I am under no illusion that I will be uploading videos with just the songs being played in full. I mean, that would be a copyright nightmare. And given that these videos aren't like reaction videos, I just not gonna risk it. But as mentioned, I am still planning to attempt the ambitious mashup extravaganza that will happen for each album as a summary. So that's it. There's no elaborate scoring system, there's no in-depth analysis, just positive vibes, discussion, and maybe just some friendly/competitive bickering among friends as we decide how to rank each song on the album. I do not plan to use this series as like a critical evaluation on the said albums, although I may share the odd opinion where I feel it relevant and valid. After all, this isn't a review series like 3C Reviews, where there is a long list of scoring criteria. This is simply just enjoying and sharing my passion for certain albums with you guys, if you want. I'm not gonna force you guys. Or am I? And therefore forming the Catastrophe album chart, which will be my personal album rankings, and I also plan to make a Catastrophe playlist as I go. This series should be a laugh whether or not you know any of the music from the albums I'm doing. I'm sorry for having teased this series for so long. As said at the start, it took a long time to learn that less is more. Plus, I've been waiting on the music choices/feedback of my friends and family to help me determine which albums to celebrate with which friends. Also, I wanted to use this series as an excuse to use my record player because I am a recently converted vinyl dickhead. So it's actually taken some time to accumulate these albums physically in vinyl form. If you would like to see the car crash that this series has a 50-50 chance of being, hit like and subscribe! Especially for those of you who thrive off watching people crash and burn on the internet. Or just for those of you who simply share my taste in music. Otherwise guys, that is it for the introductions for phase 1 of Cam's Camcorder. And now it's over to me to actually record, edit and post some actual content for you all to enjoy. Thank you again for watching and supporting me. Every view and subscriber is genuinely treasured and appreciated. That's all from me. I'll see you all soon. Cam out. Bye!